Okay, well I guess this will be the official start of the Q&A video. Here we go.
Ready?
Let the questions begin.
Alright, first one. What part of Colorado do you live in?
Oh yeah, there's the beginning three, the one that everyone asks about. I live in Colorado Springs, right in the middle, Colorado, second biggest city. I drive a Honda Pilot 2007. And then I use an iPhone 5 rigged up with a few GoPro mounts as my dash cam. Those are the big three that everyone asks, so I figure I better start with that.
When did you start dash camming?
Let's see. Well, I started watching dash cam videos when I was like 6, and then it just kind of slowly turned into wanting to do it myself, so I think I started November of 2014 was when I first put one up. And then it slowly grew from there.
What made you start dash camming?
There were a lot of channels that I liked, specifically Bad Drivers of South Carolina and Bad Drivers of Portland were the two that started it for me. And then I just kind of took off from there. I thought it'd always be fun, so I did.
How old are you?
That one I'm not going to answer completely, just because I don't want anyone to find me. But I'm between the ages of 15 and 20, and in high school, so that's as much as you're getting from me on that one.
Do you get your clips from legit travels, or do you go out looking for trouble?
Oh yeah, that one came from my favorite troll, who thinks I do everything, just I force everything, which I do not, by the way. I actually go out and drive normally to places that I need to go. Some of the roads you'll see in this video are the ones that I drive the most often. I'm over here a lot, and then we're gonna head downtown and go around from there, see what we can find. But I do actually get every clip from going somewhere I need to go. I don't just go out and cruise around looking for bad drivers and force them into being on my channel.
You have a special gift. That's what you have.
Yes.
Do you report your findings to the police?
No, because the police won't actually do anything. And even with video evidence, they just kind of like, eh. So no matter how crazy something is, I'm just kind of like, well, this is all for fun. I don't really want to make anybody's life worse because of it, so I just leave it at that.
Are there any good drivers in Colorado?
Yes, and you will see those in this video. You have proof of that because I gave this guy here a dash cam in like February and he still hasn't caught anything. I'm pretty sure that's because you don't use it though.
No, I legitimately used it for a good 4 months.
Do you use it anymore?
No.
You slacker. I'd like that phone back then.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, there was no point. You were catching everything and I wasn't getting it. So, Then the one time I get in an accident,
then it's not. Yeah, that's why you need it. But you'll see in this video that most people here are pretty fantastic. That's why it takes me 5 weeks on average to play a 6-minute video. So, like 9 times out of 10, even more than that actually, people do successfully drive around and not get in my way.
What's your real name?
My real name is Scott, and that's as far as we're going with that.
What car and dash cam do you have?
Well,
we already said that.
We already answered both of those, but where was I going to go with that? Oh, the camera in the rear is a G1W, kind of what everyone uses, which gets a lot of bad ratings online, but for me it's been really good because I've had it for a year tomorrow actually, and I've never had any issue with it. It always turns on, it always turns off, and records when it should and doesn't when it's not supposed to. So I would strongly recommend that. I think I got it for $42, which was pretty amazing. You can tell it's cheap though. The mount is definitely not the most fantastic, even though the suction cup's been stuck on there since last November and hasn't fallen off, so that was pretty impressive. But if you're looking for a strong camera that will last forever, that's definitely not it at all.
What's the closest call you've had while driving?
That was definitely the Subaru Outback that cut me off.
Oh, I saw that. That was insane.
It was like 2 months ago. Close, because my bumper sticks out pretty far on the corners, and I'm pretty sure it was at least within a foot, if not closer than that. And this traffic jam doesn't really look that great, so I'm going to try to turn left up here.
Will you ever do a video in northern Colorado?
That one's kind of up in the air right now. I may be going to Golden for college, but I haven't even applied there yet. So
Are you going to CU?
I might go to the School of Mines.
Oh, okay.
If I could get my brain cells to manage that far.
Good luck with that.
Which is going to be quite the challenge. But if I do end up there, I will be... That's where all my videos will come from, obviously, which the drivers up there are pretty bad. Other than that, I've only been to Fort Collins once with the dash cam, and it was like at 10:30 at night, so nothing happened. But maybe this summer I might be up there again, or especially into the winter, because I might be working with some people that have to be up there every once in a while. So you may see more, but don't really expect it from me. There are a few dash cameras up there, though. There's a few in Denver. I don't know about Fort Collins specifically, though, but I bet you could find somebody.
What is the biggest driving derp moment that you've ever had?
I love this question because I've had a lot of those. The one where I was going downhill on the curvy street neighborhood and I almost spun out in the snow, that was probably the closest call I've ever had, because if I reacted any later, I definitely would have taken out somebody's mailbox. And it looks like there's a crash up here, that's why we're going so slow.
I just say that there's good drivers in Colorado.
And then there's people that are crashing into each other. Or the other really bad dirt moment I had was the one where I slid over the curb because the road went from being just kind of slushy to pure ice, like right at that corner that I went sliding. And so it was that was almost really bad. It's one of those two. What do you think? You know which two I'm talking about?
Mm-hmm.
What do you think was worse?
I like the first one, sliding.
The one where I somehow recovered from the...
Well, because you can get to the point where you slide and then you try to react, but then it just makes it even worse.
Yeah.
And then so you get even closer, and so you were just lucky, but...
Yeah. I think that probably would qualify as the worst one, because that was pretty bad. I wasn't exactly excited to upload that one. Looks like somebody got rear-ended.
I wonder if you could get pulled over by a community service policeman.
You know, I don't know. I don't think so.
Because I'm always scared to pass them, but they're only going like 30.
Yeah. Well, you could try it and find out.
I'm not going to try it. Alright, are you planning to get a new car sometime soon?
That is a definite no, because this car is like fantastic for what I can afford right now, because I can't afford anything, let's be honest. Where was I going to go with that? This car was originally bought by my mom, brand new, 2007, and then it kind of just coasted down through the family until it ended up as mine, and I have a feeling I'll probably keep it until I run it into the ground, until either it ends up in a wreck or it just stops working entirely, which is probably at least 100,000 miles from now, but we'll see what that happens. But no, I do not plan on getting a new car.
Hopefully you catch that wreck on your dash cam.
Oh yeah, I don't plan on stopping doing that ever.
How many crashes have you been in?
Never any while I've been driving, luckily. However, I've been in 7 total, I think. One of them was pretty bad. It was like a total of 90-mile-an-hour head-on crash. It was in the original first-gen Pilot, 2004, and the front end was smashed all the way up through to the windshield, and it stopped right at the windshield, which was pretty lucky, but I'm pretty sure that's how they designed it. So that one was bad. The other car the lady ended up paralyzed actually from the waist down because she hit right on the driver's side, and the highway it was on got shut down for like 4 hours as they cleaned it up. So I'd definitely not like to go through that again. But all the other wrecks I've been in were really minor, like parking lot. My mom backed into somebody in a parking lot when I was like 7. I still remember that one. Other than that, nothing really that notable. Just little tiny dings and scratches here and there.
I accidentally ran into somebody while trying to eat a McFlurry.
Is that why you
Nope.
rear-ended something? Nice.
Wasn't paying enough attention.
You're like, ooh, delicious. I saw your hood looked fixed.
Yeah.
Got a random interval here.
With the mallet, it worked quite well, actually.
Nice. That's the best way to fix things. That's how I fix the back of this.
Well, when you get fast enough, like, it's not completely, like, screwed in.
Yeah.
And so it's fine, like, I can go on the highway and that sort of stuff, but it'll be, like, bouncing up and down if I hit a really bad bump. I've gotten some really weird looks from people on the interstate.
Yeah, because that's not dangerous at all.
Alright, so do you like Colorado Springs? Is it a decent size? Is there city stuff to do?
This is where you come into play, too, because it is a pretty fun city to live in, yes, but for younger people, it's a really... Like, there's a lot of white, rich, older people here, people above 60 that are retired, and so it doesn't exactly appeal to businesses that appeal to, like, teenagers. We're the second biggest city in Colorado, and as I mentioned earlier, we're just now getting even just like a water park, which is gonna be the only big attraction here, other than the zoo. So it's not exactly fantastic for younger age groups, but if you like the outdoors, if you like a calmer place to live, a calmer city, and if you like, well, I guess if you're fine with not having an awful lot to do, like downtown or whatever, then it's a fun place to live. What do you think about that one?
You definitely have to look harder for some of those kid attractions, like a water park or something like that.
Yeah.
But there's just so much to do outdoors and just to go look at. Like west of us, there's Pikes Peak, and then you can drive for hours in the county roads there, and you can bike up there.
That was a nice exit.
There's so many things to do outdoors wise, but you're gonna be hard pressed to find something that's family friendly other than, or like amusement parks and that sort of stuff.
Yeah, the zoo is really nice.
The zoo's amazing.
It's pretty much halfway up a mountain, and that's just kind of how they built it, so that's really cool. And the views never get old, as many of you have commented before, because any direction west, partially north and south, there's a mountain, and most of them you can drive up or hike up, so that's definitely a good thing about living here.
And gas is pretty cheap here compared to everybody else.
Yes, that is
we
true.
have we have the 85. What's it called?
The E85, like corn stuff.
Not the ethanol. We just have it. Oh man, what's it called? But we have a different kind of gas, or we're able to because we're at a higher elevation.
Oh, yeah.
Octane. That's what it's called. Though it's for the gas.
Oh,
we have a lower octane. But anyways, moving on. Would you recommend moving to Colorado Springs?
Would I? Yes, probably, as long as you fit the kind of what I said a little bit ago, just about not having an awful lot to do. But other than that, it's definitely a nice place. There's not a high crime rate or anything like that. It's very calm place to live. And if you're in the engineering or technology development fields, there's a lot of jobs for that kind of thing.
For sure. If not, what other fairly large cities in that area would be be nice to live in?
Denver is definitely really cool.
Denver's popping right now.
Yeah, there are a lot of people moving there, though. There are also a lot of people moving here, so be aware because the population is almost getting to the point where it's too much to handle the infrastructure that we have. Denver, though, can handle it. They're expanding a lot. A lot of the places right along the Front Range are doing pretty well. But other than that, I haven't been to that many big cities that I actually enjoyed. I've only been to, like, places in Kansas where there's not an awful lot to do. And definitely really wouldn't recommend living there. What about you? That's something you can answer too.
The closest thing to Colorado Springs is Fort Collins.
Yes.
But they're a college town. And
Uh-huh.
so there's, if you're in the right part of town, there's definitely a lot more things to do. But the closest thing I can relate to is Fort Collins to Colorado Springs.
Yeah.
But there are a lot of people that commute from Colorado Springs up to Denver, and
Yep.
so if you move to Denver, if your job's in Denver, it's an easy commute.
Even though with the there's always a traffic jam on the interstate, but it's usually not too bad. My mom works in Denver, and so I get to hear a lot about a lot of what she has to say about that. And usually it's not bad, but Saturday afternoon you're not gonna get home in any rush. That's for sure. But yeah, for the big city thing, Denver is probably my favorite big city I've been to, right along the Front Range. And
that has all the amusement stuff like villages and Water World and all that good stuff.
And that's where all the stadiums are.
Mm-hmm.
And all the fun stuff to do is definitely in that area.
So, next question. If you were to give advice to someone looking to move to Colorado Springs, what would you say? Pretty much gone over that.
Yeah, the one other big thing there is move on the north or west side, because that's the kind of the nicer areas of town. On the west side, you're close to the mountains. You have a lot of city parks that way, and then the houses are a lot nicer, a lot more spread out, kind of in that area. Other than that, I don't think there's really that much to say. I mean, it's a city. There are people. That's pretty much
We've pretty much gone over most of it. I mean, everything within Colorado Springs that's worth seeing is, from the west to north side is within 15 minutes, 30 minutes of driving.
Yeah.
So it's not that big of a deal to drive. So.
Yeah.